coverage of the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge is proudly brought to you by Suzuki. For the fourth straight year, the best drivers and co-drivers from the New Zealand 4x4 scene descended on Dan Cowper's Turkina farm for the annual Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. 10 hand-built trucks, 10 hand-picked drivers, and 10 of the wildest, gnarliest and spectacular courses you can imagine. Each of the 10 courses have 10 gates that have to be negotiated in numerical order. Hit a gate and get no points. Get through them all and pick up 1,000 points. Throw in some mud, sprinkle in some water and bad weather this season, and this is a recipe for the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge for 2018. Let's meet some of the drivers.
Hello, I'm Nathan Fogden, and today I'll be driving the Zook Sport BF Goodrich Tyres Kelper truck. It's powered by a highly developed turboed Evo 9 engine. Yeah, just can't wait to get amongst it. First truck up on Hazard 1. Yeah, looking forward to getting stuck into it. Looking forward to a great day.
RCV Performance Products bring us technical course number 1. It starts with a steep incline, a stair-step downhill, and finishes off in some deep, muddy crossings. So first up, it is Nathan Fogden and Mike Gibbons in Turbinator. This is a Mitsubishi Evo 9 powered 4-cylinder Cowper truck. So far, so good. Have a look on the drop-down scoreboard on the left of the screen. You'll be able to pick up the action as they creep their way downhill here. Oh, and it's not looking good for gate number 3 for Nathan Fogden, and he's hit it, so he doesn't pick up any points there, but he continues on. Have a look on the drop-down screen. When the light's red, that means the gate has been completed successfully. Oh, and he's got sideways and nearly rolled twice, and he's through 4. So this is, as the guinea pig, all the other teams will be watching intently this one. Missed 5, got through 6 now, gets to 7, takes 7 out as well. Gets through 8, and this is where it gets tough. And I know that the boys that have been working on the course have been draining these big pools of water, but that means just the 600 points for Nathan Fogden. Have a look at it on the super slow-mo replay. Second time here for Nathan Fogden and Mike Gibbons, and you just see how deep some of these bogs are, virtually drowning the little 4-cylinder Cowper truck, sponsored by BF Goodrich.
Hi, I'm Derek Smythe from driving number 7. The vehicle's name's Thunder and it's sponsored by Brunton Engineering, and I'm looking forward to having an awesome day here. Scary stuff. Yep, no, we'll give it a good shot, see how we go. Settle into it.
So it's been a long while between drinks for Derek Smythe, but he's back into the sport in this brand new Nitro Customs truck built by Scott Biggs out of Auckland. So he's clear through 1, up to the top of the course he goes. So that is the easiest part of this Go Hard or Go Home course, brought to you by RCV Performance Products. Oh, and he's hit 3 as well, and you'll see that won't light up on the drop-down scoreboard now. He negotiates 4. Plenty of horsepower on board on this brand new truck. Just a bit of a hesitation before he moves up into this off-camber section. Clips 5 as well. I wonder if there's a problem here with this brand new combination. Derek's been around the sport for a long, long time, working his way through the deepest of the bogs, and I don't think he's going to go too much further, is he? No, he hits 7. I'll have a look at it on the super slow-mo. Plenty of air as he clears the first gate in course number 1.
My name's Scott Biggs and I'm driving the Nitro Customs truck sponsored by the BCIDO. 2 years ago we took out the championship here, and last year we came 2nd, and this year we'll be trying to go for the number 1 again. Yeah, the mud's always going to cause issues for us, some big holes to get stuck in, but at that part of the course you've got no choice but to just go for it.
Well, some issues too for Derek Smythe, because he's got transmission problems. He's away getting the truck repaired. We're on board here with Scott and Jared Biggs. Scott doing the driving, his twin Jared doing the co-driving. You'll see his arms on the independent brakes. Oh, and up on 2 wheels as they try and negotiate 3. They can't get around 3. Now they put the power on from the big Chevy. This is a brand new truck for the Biggs brothers, although they have just taken out the New Zealand national trials. So far, so good. The missed 4, they cleared 5, all right, they cleared 6. Now they've got the power full on through 7 without any problems at all as well. This is going to be a good run for the twins from Auckland. Through 9, can they get to 10? No, they can't, but that is a very good score. 700 points for the Bigses. And that puts them in the lead, 100 points ahead of Nathan Fogden in the early going of the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge.
Hi, my name's Greg McDowell from up in the Waikato. I'll be driving Killer B today. We've got sponsors V8R Us and Cakebox, and we'll be giving it everything we've got.
Guys, you've had a chance to have a look at what's gone before.
Yeah.
Are the tactics changed for you boys?
No, we've just got to hit it hard. I think those mud holes aren't going to get any easier, so just go hard and see what happens.
So newcomers to the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge are the McDowell brothers from the Waikato. This is another Cowper truck, Killer B, LS2 6-litre Chev powered. And they've decided to miss gate 2 to get a better line for 3. They want to stay on the grass, keep out of the mud, and that's why they've sacrificed 2. It's all about risk and reward here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge, and it's worked for them. So they clear 3. Now working their way towards 4, safely through 4 without any problems at all. See the levers in the front of the cab, they're independent brake levers, so they can brake each wheel independently. Gone through 6 okay, but they're not going to get to 7, I don't think, so that's 500 points for the McDowell brothers. Have a look at it on the slow-mo, you can see just how deep it is in these muddy bogs, and I know that the officials have pumped some of that water dry.
My name's Dave Mackay. I'm driving this green Cowper truck called the Riddler, run to LS2 Chevy.
Dave, what's the attack plan?
Same as everybody else, pretty much. Launch that, try and miss that hole and not get stuck.
So Dave Mackay's another newcomer. His son, Reese, 18 years of age, sits alongside him in the co-driver's seat. Once again, easily through 1. This is the Riddler, another Cowper truck. He's decided to negotiate through 2 and does it safe. Oh, I was going to say does it safely, but flirts with the inside line and nearly takes it, and then nearly gets it on its side as well as they try and get through 3. They can't get through 3, so it's been a bit of an inauspicious start for the father and son combo, and they clip 4 as well, and I think they're going to get 5 too, so it's all gone horribly wrong for Waikato's Dave Mackay. And he's just looked down at the transmission, so maybe, just like we saw with Derek Smythe, he's got some issues as well. They've got no drive. You can hear the engine bouncing off the limiter, but they're just not going anywhere. So that's bad news for the father and son combination from the Waikato. They've got some issues they've got to sort out with the Riddler.
Hey, I'm Andrew Garner, driving the Force 4, defending champion. This is my truck that I built myself, and we're here to compete and see what we can do today. Yeah, a bit nervous on the first one, so we'll get this out of the way. I think we'll run over some pegs, but we'll try and get to the 10.
The two-time champion won first in 2015, the inaugural of the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge, easily through 1 without any problems at all, and then of course won last year as well in 2017. Slowly but surely making his way down on the outside line through 2 and 3 without too much problem. Independent rear suspension, independent front suspension. Andrew builds the truck himself. It's his wife Amy sitting alongside him. This has been a dream run so far, through 6 as well. Now begins the big charge, gets through 7 too. This is going to be a good score for the defending champion. Clips 8 and clips 9 as well. Can he get through to the finish? No, he can't. 700 points for Andrew Garner. That ties him with Scott Biggs through the RCV Performance Products Course 1. Welcome back to the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge for 2018. This is Andrew Garner. He is equal points with Scott Biggs as we continue the RCV Performance Products Course 1 coverage.
Hey, I'm Levi Sherwood and I'm driving Dan Cowper's Cowper truck. It's my first time driving here last year. Gained a lot of experience, but I'm looking forward to getting back out there this year.
Levi, last year you're brand new to this. Do you think having that experience under the belt now is going to help you this time round?
Yeah, definitely not so nervous. Still trying to figure out what gear's what, but it'll be quite fun.
Certainly more at home behind the handlebars of his KTM, but Levi Sherwood and Stephen Montgomery competing here in the RCV Performance Products course number 1, safely through 1 as everyone has been. 700 points is the target. We've got Scott Biggs and also Andrew Garner sitting on top. And he's clipped 3 has Levi Sherwood. Flirted with 4 but made it through. So far just the 1 missed gate through 5 as well. 6 cleared easily too. This looks like a pretty good score coming for the man from Sanson. Gold medalist in the X Games and 800 points. He goes into the front here. I don't think he can get to 10. He can't. 800 valuable points for Levi Sherwood. He goes into the lead on course 1. Have a look at this, eyes closed, throttle pin for Pro FMX motocrosser Levi Sherwood, but he takes the lead here with the RCV Performance Products course 1. 800 points.
Hi, I'm Hamish Allred and I drive the 222 racing truck.
Well, this is the backflip from 2016, and that's what Hamish and Paul are famous for.
We just want a nice, safe first hazard under our belt, nothing too silly, but it's kind of not in our nature to play it safe either, so we'll see what happens.
Well, these two are never going to leave you wondering as off the line they go. Chevy Corvette powered Cowper truck through 1 easily for Hamish Arrett and Paul Barnes. Barnes working the rear brakes, Hamish working the fronts. And they clipped 2, and that wasn't in the plans. Working their way through 3 and using the camber of the hillside to get the truck pointed out and going through 4 without any problems at all. So far, so good for the pairing from Wanganui and Taranaki, respectively. You ride with them here, taking the onboard shots here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge through 7. And they might have gulped through some water there. The truck's gone a little bit off song. They've gone through 8. They've clipped that and they've decided to miss 9, but they go through and complete the course through gate number 10. So 700 points for Hamish Arrett and Paul Barnes. So that puts them in a 3-way tie for second. Meantime, out in front, it's still the freestyle motocrosser, Levi Sherwood.
Hi, my name is Aaron Guest and I'm driving the Rosewarne Cable Loggers sponsored truck this season. And the truck was built by Scott Biggs and Howard Engineering.
So this is Aaron Guest from Dargaville. He's a farmer in the Winterless North. Alongside of him, Ashley Tonkin, who is a driver in his own right, but doing the co-driving duties here. Through 1 and negotiating 2 and just drifting a little bit wide, and that's put them offline for 3, and they take 3 out. 3rd last year for Aaron. They get through 4. Looking to negotiate through 5. They go through 5 all right as well. 6 is negotiated 2. 7 into the bog now. And you see there that they haven't quite cleared the gate, so they won't get points for gate 7. So that's 500 points for Aaron Guest and Ashley Tonkin. So recovery needed at this point here. You see, you've got to get the truck right the way through the gate. Halfway won't do it, so no points at 7 for Aaron Guest.
Hi, I'm Phil Walden and I'm driving the Go Active Avenger.
Advantage or disadvantage going last?
A little bit of advantage. You see a couple different options, I guess. But then again, it plays with the options, and sort of I'm in 2 minds as to how to take the second gate at the moment, so we'll see how it goes.
Well, Phil Walton had an absolute mare here last year with a brand new refurbished truck, split the transmission in half. Let's hope for better news this time round. Safely through 1 he goes. The man from Auckland. This truck a little bit different. It runs airbag suspension as opposed to coilover shocks like you see in all the other trucks. Through 2, okay, and 3, negotiates 4 once again, using the camber of the hill to get through. 5, coming up here, safely through 5 as well. This is looking pretty good for the man from Auckland. Through 6 as well. Are we going to see a perfect score here? Bounces out of 7, so he's cleared 7. Can he get through 8? I think he can. Yes, he's still making forward momentum. He's through 8. He's through 9, is he? Yes, I think he's got the truck through 9. It's going to be 900 points. We've got a new leader in the RCV course number 1, and it's the man on your screen, and that is Phil Walton. The Aucklander takes the front running here at Turkina. So a quick look at the points after the first round, and it is Walton and Austin on top from Sherwood, Biggs, Orette and Garner. Overall, Walton leads on the first of 10 courses here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. The Brunton Engineering Course 2 is an upside-down S laid out on the side of the hill. The flying finish should see plenty of big air, and first to go it will be the Biggs brothers. Should mention that Derek Smythe's still in the Cowper Trucks workshop swapping out the transmission on his Nitro Customs truck that he damaged in round number 1. No damage at all for Scott and Jared Biggs, although they get very close to the Suzuki tape and they clip 4, so they won't be credited the 100 points there. While they're living dangerously, the 2016 champions, but they're using all the power on the Nitro Customs truck and they clip 10 as well, but that's a very good score. First up for the Biggses. That is 800 points in the bank. Next to go, it is the McDowell brothers from the Waikato. Killer B is the truck. It's a Cowper truck. Sponsors are Cakebox and V8s are safely through 1 and 2. Have a look at the drop-down scoreboard as he negotiates this very steeply stepped downhill. Safe through 4 as well. It's a little bit of mud on the onboard camera there. Through 5 and negotiating 6-2. Another good-looking score coming up here for the boys from the Waikato, and they just come to a grinding halt. 4-wheel drive, but it doesn't work when the front wheels are waggling in the air. But that's 900 points for the McDowells, and they go into the front in course number 2. 500 points in course 1, 900 in course 2. This is the father and son combination of Dave and Reese Mackay, also from the Waikato. Dave's a farmer. These safely through 2 and 3 as well. Another Cowper truck. This is the Riddler. Let's look at the relaxed style of Dave Mackay. One hand on the wheel, just working the power steering. Up to the top they go once again. You can't get any traction when the front wheels are waggling in the air, but another 900-point haul for Dave and Reese Mackay. Two-time champion here in the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. This is Andrew and Amy Garner. This truck's slightly longer in the wheelbase, runs independent suspension front and rear. You're right on board with the Tauranga appearing here. Hit gate number 3. So they're going to have to be near perfect if they want to keep this scoring alive here. Currently sitting in second overall, can't get through 10, they negotiate 9. 800 points, remember they missed 3. So 800 points, they're currently sitting in second. Levi Sherwood, Steve Montgomery, the next one to go. Runs right over the top of gate number 2. Up to the top of the hill he comes now. The helter-skelter run down in the Brunton Engineering sponsored wide open throttle course number 2 of 10 here at Turkina. It is the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. Just clip number 7, I think, as it works his way up, goes through 9, through 8 I should say, can't get through 9. So not the score he was looking for. 600 points was the leader going into course number 2 was Levi Sherwood, Hamish Orette and Paul Barnes next to go. Another Cowper truck, this one Chevy Corvette powered. A past national champion, finished second in the title chase to the Biggs brothers just a couple of weeks ago with the final here at Wanganui. So far, so good. Perfect as they work their way through 5, halfway through the course. Brunton Engineering, the wide open throttle settings, what you're seeing here as Hamish Orette bounces off the berm, can't get to 10, but 900 points puts him in contention along with the McDowells. This is Aaron Guest. He lets his driving do the talking. He's a man of few words. This is the ex-Biggs truck, a championship-winning truck from 2016. Second last year. LS Chevy powered with a little bit of a boost of nitrous as well. So far, so good for the man from Northland. He's through 4. Perfect. Can he get to the halfway stage without making a mistake? Rosewarn Cable Logging are the sponsor of the Biggs Howard truck. He's good, 7, goes through 8 as well, gets through 9, does he? Another one that wiggles the front wheels, and that stops the forward momentum in the Brunton Engineering sponsored wide open throttle. This is Phil Walton, currently the leader after course 1. Looking for a good score here, so far so good. Up to the top of the hill he comes. Four-wheel steering working wonders here on the Dave Bray Howard constructed truck. The Aucklander, so far so good. He's perfect at the halfway stage. Remember, he was the course leader after 1. Oh, nearly loses forward momentum, but again backs on it here. Can he get to the top? Can he clear 10? No, he can't. He's given it everything, but it's not going to happen. 900 points, that's going to increase his lead. So Phil Walton continues to lead here in course number 2, the Brunton Engineering wide open throttle. This is Nathan Fogden, the Zook Sport BF Goodrich Turbinator, the 4-cylinder truck, the only 4-cylinder truck in the field at the 2018 Suzuki Extreme 4x4, and it's gone horribly wrong for Nathan. Through the Suzuki tapes, we stopped the scoring, and that is an absolute shocker. So just 200 points for Nathan Fogden. That will drop them down the order. So Brunton Engineering round 2 is complete. Let's have a quick look at the scoreboard, and I can tell you we have a tie at the top on the Brunton Engineering course. 5 drivers on 900 points. The overall situation, it is Auckland's Phil Walton on top from Hamish Orette, and a 2-way tie for 3rd between Biggs and Garner. It's tight as we go into round number 3. This is the Biggs Construction Plum Crazy. So starts uphill once again, plenty of off-camber, and then an uphill finish. Scotty, happy with your first 2 rounds?
Considering, yep, a few issues, 4th gear only, so it's all go and lots of show.
So problems with the transmission seems to be plaguing some of the competitors here. You just hear Scott Biggs say they've got a problem. They're only in 4th gear alone. Let's see how they negotiate their sponsored course. This is Plum Crazy, brought to you by Jared Biggs' company, and that is Biggs Construction. So far, so good. Perfect to the top, making their way up towards the officials. The officials, remember, there's a marshal on every gate. This is going to be a stunning score here. Can they get right to the top? They can. We see the first perfect score, and it comes at the perfect time for Scott and Jared Biggs. That might just inject them into the front. This is the McDowell brothers out of the Waikato, safely through 3. Riding on board here as they negotiate the individual wheel brakes up and over the top. Through 5 halfways, looking very, very good for the first timers here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. Now the progress comes to a bit of a halt, and backwards isn't going to do it, so they score just the 600 points here.
8, 9, 10 looks hard. It's all the off-camber and trying to get it settled is going to be the hard part.
Another Waikato combination. This is Dave and Reese Mackay. Now they were 8th overall after round 2. Let's hope they can go a little bit better here in the Biggs Construction Plum Crazy. So far, so good. Oh, and they just clipped gate number 4 as they work towards 5, through 5 safely now. This is where it gets a little bit technical. Off camber, very steep here. The Riddler moving plenty of dirt as we look at on the onboard. They've clipped 8 and they're trying to negotiate 9 here. They want to get to the top of the course, still got forward momentum going there through 9, and they get through 10 as well. 800 points for Dave and Reese Mackay. This is Andrew and Amy Garner. Currently in a tie with Scott Biggs. Oh, and they've hit it on full throttle. So far, so good. Listen to the big Chev just about bouncing off the limiter through the off-camber. They're making this look easy. Are we going to see a perfect run here for the Force? Andrew and Amy Garner, are they go through 10? They do, a perfect score.
Well, my plan changed once I watched the big boys. I'll try to do exactly what they did, but we'll see where we end up, eh?
Well, that means we have a tie at the top between the Garners and the Biggs. This is Levi Sherwood, and he's clipped the first gate safely through 2. Just look at the altitude from Freestyle, this Cowper truck. This is the truck that Dan Cowper took to Europe, and he's through the Suzuki tapes. So we stopped the scoring, and 200 points, not the result they were looking for.
Yeah, well, Biggsy's boys have laid down the challenge, haven't they?
This is Hamish Arrett and Paul Barnes. Now, they were second going into this round, but the Biggses and the Garners have really put the acid on that. So they're looking for a perfect score. They're not going to get it here because they've clipped 3. They safely negotiated through 4. They needed 1,000 points to take the lead. 900 might give them a tie, but don't think they're going to get 900 either, or are they? They're safely through 9, and they made a liar of me. They're safely through 10 as well. They get the 900 points. That means we've got a 3-way tie at the top of the table here in the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge for 2018. What's the plan for this one?
Just try and keep in the course pretty much, get to the finish, survive.
Well, they're 5th equal after course 2. Let's see what they can do here. They need the points if they want to keep a pace with the leaders. And they've hit 3. Oh, and they've hit 4 as well, so it's all gone horribly wrong for the man from Dargaville. Working their way through gate number 5 here, flirting with gate number 5, and they just touch it. I think the marshals saw it as well, and they've hit 6 too. It's gone horribly wrong for Aaron Guest, but he crests the top and he gets scored with 10. 600 points for the man from Dargaville. Well, the grass is flying, the mud is flying here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge, and there's plenty more to come. And this guy, well, he needs a good run. He's the early points leader. He's now been overtaken by the Biggses and the Garners. You're on board here with Phil Walton. Oh, and they just about get it on its side, and it hits gate 3 as well. Well, you don't get that close to rolling and bring it back, but that's exactly what Phil Walton did. He should go and buy a lotto ticket tonight because that was luck more than anything else. He's recovered well, though, through 4 and 5, try and negotiate through 6, gets through 6. Can he get through 7? Can we get a recovery here for the man from Auckland? The Brayhout truck working his way towards the top, still got some forward momentum going. The officials are looking at this. No, it stopped. Have a look at it on the replay. So close to rolling. They clipped gate 3. Look at the concentration on the face of Phil Walton as he urges the truck on. This is Nathan Fogden.
Nathan Fogden now.
The 4-cylinder Cowper truck. Another one that needs a good haul of points here. Slightly cautious approach up through 1 and 2. Oh, and he clipped 3. Will he make through 4? Yes, he does. Second year at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge for Nathan. And Mike, his navigator, co-driver there, who is working the individual brakes. Working up through 8, through 9, gets through 10. Yes, he does. Well, a great recovery. 900 points for Nathan Fogden. Have a look at the way these tyres bite into the earth here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. After course 3, it is the Biggses and the Garners still out on top. The tie is yet to be broken. Overall, we've got a 3-way tie for first place, Biggs, Orette and Garner. So into course number 4, the Western Aggregates and Soil Rock and Roll. This one looks pretty simple. Straight up and straight back down. Did I mention the big stair steps on the downhill? First to go, it is the brother combination from the Waikato, Greg and Chris McDowell. They're currently in a 3-way tie for 5th place with Dave Mackay, Aaron Guest and themselves. So far so good, up through 3, heading up to the top edge of the course here. Western Aggregates and Soil sponsoring Rock and Roll. The pause that refreshes. Oh, and he just clipped the side of 5 and 6 as well. Well, I was going to say that was the pause that refreshes, give these guys a chance to gather their thoughts, but it hasn't worked out for the Waikato combination. And they're towing gate 6, but they're safely through 7, but they've clipped 8 as they work their way down the hill very, very cautiously, looking to go through 9. They do. 1 gate still to come. Are they going to be able to get out of the bog? The brothers from the Waikato, no, they're not. The Killer Bee isn't going to get to 10, I don't think. They don't. So this is Dave Mackay and his son Reese. Now he's decided to miss number 1 to get a better line on 2. So it is about risk and reward. There's Reese just gingerly working the individual brakes, making their way to the top. Currently 5th equal coming into this round with Greg McDowell. So McDowell would have broken that drought. And just look at the altitude of the Cowper truck. It stands it on its nose. Talk about take a deep breath and plunge off the side of the world. That's what we're seeing so far for Dave and Reese Mackay making their debut here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. So far, they are near perfect. They decided to miss one, remember, but they've been perfect so far through 8. They get through 8. Can they get through 9? Working their way over to the side, not going into the deep part of the bog. Will that set them up for gate number 10? No, it won't. But a great points haul.
Andrew, with a slightly longer wheelbase in your truck, is that going to be an advantage here? Not too much off-camber stuff?
Trying not to get bellied on the way up. Being longer, yeah, that's the issue. Well, I'm going to try for the gate 1 down here, so hopefully that doesn't just kill me on the whole thing.
So just a reminder, a three-way tie at the top between this man, Andrew Garner, between Hamish Arrett and Scott Biggs. Let's see what Garner can do here. He would need a perfect score to edge away from Biggs and Arrett. So far, so good as he makes his way to the top. This is the Western Aggregates and Soil Rock and Roll. We're at the very top of the course, and look at the big crowd enjoying the sunshine. Now, you couldn't have said that yesterday because the weather has been terrible, hence all the standing water around the course. So far, so good for Andrew and Amy Garner through 7. They are perfect. They are oh, they're not anymore. I've put the commentators' kiss of death on them. They clip 8. And is that going to cost them? Can they keep forward momentum going? They're looking for 9. In and out of the bog they come. Can they get out of 9? They can. Can they get to 10? I don't think they can. And that means that Andrew Garner's going to score 800 points.
Levi, this one looks fairly simple, but obviously it isn't.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not. You've got to treat them all the same and give them the respect they deserve. So.
Well, Levi Sherwood would like to forget the last round because he needs a big points haul here. Steve Montgomery, brand new to navigation in a 4x4. He's a motocross friend of Levi Sherwood. This is only the second time that Levi's competed in a 4x4 event, and so far he's another one that chose to miss gate number 1, so he's perfect in his own eyes. I wonder if he's chosen to miss 5 because he's missed it by a mile. Safely through 6. Back on board here with Levi, clipped 7. Now, can he negotiate 8 without too much problem? Another one looking for the diagonal approach as he inches his way closer to 8, edging the front of the Cowper truck. Such a steep slope through 8. All right, now goes for 9, gets through 9. Can he get through to the finish? Yes, he can. The man from Sanson, he's probably the most popular man here, and he picks up 700 points here at the Western Aggregates and Soil Rock and Roll. Welcome back to the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. There is a three-way tie at the top here as we work our way through the Western Aggregates and Soil Rock and Roll. So this is one of the men at the top of the table. This is Hamish Arrett from Wanganui. He's a racehorse trainer as a day job, but he's an extraordinary driver in his Chevy Corvette powered Cowper truck. He decided to go through 1, so he is looking for maximum points here, I would think. He wants to break that logjam at the top of the field between himself, the Garners and the Biggses. So far he is perfect. He negotiates 5. Now he begins this perilous journey. Have a look at the attitude of the truck. Virtually standing it on its nose as he works these stair steps on the way down. Safely through 7, now looking to negotiate gate 8. And he doesn't get through 8, so it's not going to be the perfect score, but it is going to be enough for now to break the tie, and he's going to make it through to the end of the course. So 900 valuable points for Wanganui's Hamish Arrett. So this is Aaron Guest from Dargaville. He's going to go through 1. Oh, and he clipped 1. So that compromises his run to 2, but he went through 2 okay, through 3 as well, negotiating his way up through 4, and then 5 at the top of the course here. This is the Western Aggregates and Soil Rock and Roll. It is course number 4 of 10. Wonderful throttle control from Aaron Guest. Ashley Tonkin working the brake levers. Oh, and he's clipped gate 8 as he's gone on the way down. He's going to get through. He's going to get through to 10. He's not. He's going to come to a grinding halt. 600 points for Aaron Guest. This is Phil Walton. Now, he was an early race, if you like, leader in the Dave Bray Howard constructed truck. 4-wheel steer, remember? Airbag suspension as opposed to the coilover suspension that we see in all the other examples. So far, so good. He's another one that decided to go for the perfect score. So he has decided to go through gate 1. He is perfect to the top. just dipping the front of the truck in the standing water here. I know I've mentioned the weather, but the weather is outstanding. And he's got gate 8 as well, so that seems to be what is sealing the fate of some of these drivers. 7 and 8, can he get through to the end of the course? Yes, he can. So 800 points for Phil Walton, probably not what he was looking for. Well, this is the only 4-cylinder truck in the field. This is Nathan Fogden and Mike Gibbons. It is a 4-cylinder Mitsubishi Evo 9 with a humongous turbocharger on it. Certainly has all the power in the world. It's a Cowper truck. You see Dan just squatting down, watching the progress of his truck as he works his way up to the top.
They have boarded gate number 1.
Heading up to the top. Perfect so far for Nathan Fogden. BF Goodrich, the sponsor. When the flags come up from the marshals, that means that the gate has been cleared. Just inching his way over the top. Drummond Contractors flag flying in what little breeze there is here. The weather is absolutely perfect at Turkina. It was terrible in the lead up to this. That's why we've got the standing water all over the course and a little bit extra mud than we're probably used to, but it has come good here and the big crowd are loving this. Now, can Fogden get through? He's missed 7 and 8. He goes through 9. He goes through 10. He picks up 800 points and he needed them. Have a look at it on the slow-mo. Look at the way the suspension works. 12 inches in the old language of Fox Shocks, doing their best job. These are joint leaders. This is Scott and Jared Biggs, and they've clipped gate 1. Well, they're looking for the perfect score. They're not going to get it. Now, an 8 or a 900 will keep them at the front of the field, but they're looking for the win. They get up to the top. They've gone through 5 safely. Amazing to think as we get to the halfway mark, there's only really 100 points in it at the moment at the top of the order. So that is out of 40 gates so far. 1 gate is the difference. Scott doing the driving, Jared doing the co-driving as they work their way through to the course. They've clipped 7 and 8, so that wasn't what they were looking for either. That's only 700 points, and that could be the difference. You wanted mud, you wanted water, you've got it here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge for 2018. So on course 4, the best overall position is Hamish Arrett, and then 4 on 800 points. Will that change the overall situation? Yes, it will. Hamish Arrett goes into the lead from Andrew Garner, with Biggs and Walton tied for 3rd. Well, that is the Mickey Thompson Tyres King of the Mountain. Dropping off the edge of the world, you pinball your way down, U-turn, and then gas it to the top. The bad news is still no Derek Smythe, still working on the transmission as we ride on board here with the Mackay father and son combination, Dave and Reese. They're first to go in this course, just edging their way off. And I wasn't kidding when I said you drop off the side of the world. That is about a 70-degree angle through the water at the bottom, up and over the top. Now, here in the past, guys have flirted with the Suzuki tape. Remember, you can't do that. Your scoring stops as soon as you touch the tape. No problem at all, though, for Dave and Reese. Now they get to the top, through the gullet in the middle and up to the top. Will they clear the course? They will. That's their first perfect 10 for the boys from the Waikato. And are they happy? You bet they are. And that is going to change the scoring. Well, this is Amy and Andrew Garner from Tauranga. They're currently second on points at 3,300, 100 points behind Hamish Arrett and Paul Barnes. So they're looking for a good score here as well. So far, so good. They plunge off the edge of the world, up and over the little hump. Now, stay away from the tapes. The longer wheelbase, Force 4 truck. Now, gassing it up as they work their way to the base of the hill, and that's as far as they're going to go. Well, the deep mud has stopped the 2-time champion here. Now, I wondered if that was going to happen because, as I mentioned before, it has been raining cats and dogs in Wanganui and Turkina for the last week, and there is a lot of water at the base of this course. Levi Sherwood goes through it no problem at all as he gets to the halfway mark. Now, it's a 180-degree turn. He was a real crowd pleaser here last year, got plenty of big air. Are we going to see the same from Freestyle? The Cowper truck working his way to the base of the hill, and he's another one that's been caught out by the deep mud. Oh, this is going to change the points so much because the only one clear and picking up the maximum 1,000 points are the Mackay father and son combination. Here is the points leader, Hamish Arrett from Wanganui. Paul Barnesy Barnes sits alongside him. You ride with them as they get to the bottom of the course. You can see the big tyre tracks there already just being carved out by that standing water. Plenty of mud down there. They're well away from the Suzuki tapes. Now they gas it up and over the top. Keep the power on the gas, guys, because you've got to get through this trough, and they're not going to do it either. They've gone further than anyone else, but it's not going to get anywhere near the top. Well, the Mickey Thompson tyres, King of the Mountain, is proving to be a bit of a game changer here. Aaron Guest, safely from the downhill part. Oh, he gets close to the Suzuki tape. He touches the Suzuki tape. He don't have to worry about going up the hill because his scoring is over at 300 points. You can't touch the boundary tape. Phil Walton contemplating what is yet to come here. Turbo 400 transmission. And behind the LS Chevy, airbag suspension, four-wheel steering. That's not going to happen down here, I don't think. Down he goes off the edge of the world. You ride with him as he crests the top of the little knoll. Safely around the 180-degree turn. Now, what is going through his mind? He's seen everyone but the Mackays fail at this, and he's failed as well. And he's got a problem because the engine's shut off. Well, there's a problem there for Phil Walton, as this is Nathan Fogden in the Turbinator. Safely down the hill. Everyone hasn't had a problem coming down. It's coming up where it gets a little bit problematic. Staying off the Suzuki tape. So far, so good for the man from the Bay of Plenty. Now, can he confound the experts and negotiate the hill? No, he can't. Well, stop me if you've heard it before, but the uphill is proving a game changer here. The BCITO sponsored Nitro Customs truck of Scott and Jared Biggs, the builders from Auckland. You ride with them as they edge off the top of this very steep hill. It is the Mickey Thompson King of the Mountain, and the only one that is the King of the Mountain so far is Dave Mackay. All the power in the world's not going to help here for the Biggs as you ride with them, as once again they get caught in the deep mud at the base of the hill. Have a look at it on the replay. They gave it absolutely everything. Driving into the side of the hill didn't help either. This is the Killer Bees. This is the brother combination of Greg and Chris McDowell from the Waikato. First timers here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. They're driving the X10 Foster Cowper truck. First truck to have LS Chev powered. So far so good to the bottom. Easy as that. Now it gets a little tougher for the McDowells, as it has for every combination save for the Mackays. So it's a game changer, the Mickey Thompson tyres track. Have a look at this. Dave Mackay well out in front on 1,000 points. The next best 500 behind. How's that change the overall? Orette still leads it, but now Dave Mackay in second place from third equal Garner and Walton. So we've reached the halfway stage of the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge for 2018. It is Hamish Orette from Wanganui on top, 100 points to the good of Waikato's Dave Mackay. Tauranga's Andrew Garner and Phil Walton from Auckland, third equal. Plenty more mud flying, high flying action to come in part 2. Make sure you don't miss it. We'll see you next week.